live.
Yeah,
Will you please get it together? My goodness.
I
Hey, that
got
was a lot.
work.
That's a lot to cover. 3 hours.
I got work, so that lessens my time to be able to do stuff.
Okay, here we go, y'all. All right, we are live with the special edition of Top 5. Today, we have two guests, but soon to be three guests, on with us. We have Jamaal, Shahid, holding it down as we discuss Avengers Endgame. We all please say hello to everybody.
Hello, shalom, salam alaikum.
Man. Okay, and Marcellus said Thanos is a quadruple OG. Absolutely he is. Okay, so the first question that I have for you all, because I got some talking points from people, because as soon as I said I was going to do a podcast about Avengers, everybody started asking me all these questions, and I said I will wait till my guests come on because they are more learned than I about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, so we'll start with Jamaal. Who's your favorite Avenger, bro?
My favorite Avenger. I know it's cliche, but it's Black Panther. He's just the coolest one. Like,
thank you, Ronald.
I'm Black Panther. That's why.
That's why. Okay. All right. Marcellus said definitely an epic movie. Thank you, bro, Marcellus. This is going to be a lot of spoilers. You know, for anybody who's watching, if you have not seen Avengers, don't watch it. I mean, don't watch the podcast because we're talking about Avengers. So don't get on here and be like, I didn't know this person died. You shouldn't. I don't know where you've been in the last 7 days. Okay, Shahid, who's your favorite Avenger, bro?
I'm gonna have to go with Jamaal. Black Panther. I don't know if it's for the same reason, but I can definitely elaborate.
Okay. Okay, now we talk about just Avengers of all the Avengers. We talk about all the Avengers that ever been made, and these are your two favorite. Okay, all right, I'm clear. Shahid, why is Black Panther your favorite Avenger?
He's basically unbeatable in the comics. Like he has his vulnerabilities, but if you really see him in the comics, dude, like he's like a tactician. Like he knows how to deal with basically any threat that comes his way. He's already thought of how to defeat the threat. He's already played the game in his head before it even happens. And that's one thing I didn't like, which I kind of figured they were going to do in the MCU. They didn't really elaborate on that side of T'Challa. You know what I mean? Because, you know, that would probably make him OP or overpowered, you know, because he has basically like all these skill sets from he's a genius. He's one of the greatest martial artists of the Marvel universe. So yeah, I could see why they couldn't like do it in the traditional sense of who T'Challa is. They didn't really get into that in the Black Panther movie. So maybe that's something that they're gonna elaborate in the second one. But yeah, he's just like he has everything. He has the resources and wealth of an entire nation. You know, the Wakanda is like a huge civilization that has everything that it needs to thrive on its own. It's the greatest nation on earth. So yeah, I mean, I'm team Wakanda all day.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, okay, we're coming back. Thank you all for your comments, and thank everyone for watching. I got to say who sponsored the show. Today, my sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me. Go get her book on Amazon. We got Politically Pressed and Jamaal with Street Premiere. We got Everything is Real, Enterprise with Sister Shanasia and Brother Eddie Muhammad. Thank you all for your support. And then we have my book, Cleopatra, which is on Amazon as well, my children's book. Well, thank you all for explaining the Black Panther as far as the comics. I'm just talking about the movies because I didn't see none of what you just said, Shahid, in the movie. I saw Black Panther running around with the glove, and he was like got tripped up. Like, I don't really see the big deal about it. I ain't gonna lie. My favorite Avenger is the man who's known by David Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, because he's just he's a boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a boss. Like, you don't want to see you don't want to see the other guy. All right.
You like him in the movie?
Huh?
Did you like him in the movie?
No, he was being a little silly this movie. He was being he was being a little funny. He was being a little silly. I didn't know what was going on this time. Marcelo said not to mention that the comics Black Panther is the best known person with the Infinity Stones. I didn't know that. See, we just talking about the movie. I don't know about the comics.
I slick thought he was gonna put on the gauntlet.
Huh?
I slick thought he was gonna put it on.
That I think they were kind of alluding to, like only people who know the comics know certain moments are like fan service moments for them to like know what they're like trying to allude to. So when you see him running with the gauntlet, you know what I mean? Like it, it makes you Infinity Gauntlet. Matter of fact, there's a lot of Avengers have actually wielded the Infinity Gauntlet before. So he's not really special in that regard. However, he is in different storylines. He uses whatever he needs in order to defeat the opponent, no matter how great the villain is or whatever. You know, he knows how to use just a multitude of different things, which like I said before, I don't know if they're gonna get into that, but they said he's supposed to be, you know, a big pivotal character after this next wave. So, you know, we'll see.
Good. Okay, so Samisha says, Ibambe. I'm not in the mood for her making just random movie quotes. Okay, so Jamaal, what is your Jamaal? What is your favorite Marvel movie leading up to Endgame?
I think it'll probably be Captain America, Winter Soldier. That was a cold movie.
Okay, why though?
I enjoyed that a lot. Just because the dynamics of it, how they brought Bucky back. I mean, it was like kind of like unexpected, and then they turned him into the Winter Soldier and things like that. So I think that's my favorite one.
Okay, bet. Excellent. I like that. And thank you all for your comments as well. I'm coming right back to you, myself. Shahid, what is your favorite Marvel movie leading up to it?
Captain America: Civil War.
Okay, which was a great one.
Basically, I'm Captain America.
That's what I'm saying. If you say you Captain America, that makes more sense. I'm like the Black Panther movies ain't really, I don't know, compared to these Avengers movies, I don't know.
Okay, I'll say Black Panther is, you know, my father asked me, he was like, I told him I went to go see Endgame. He was like, is it better than Black Panther? I said, Black Panther is on its own special shelf. Like, I don't compare movies to Black Panther because it's not, I don't see it as a Marvel movie. Like, I see that as what it was for the culture, for our people. You got to put that in a separate box. I can't put that in the same class as the other MCU movies. So that's like on a shelf on its own.
Okay.
The reason I like Captain America Civil War was because it had introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther, and the fact that you had this big brawl that happened with all the superheroes, all the Avengers fighting one another. That was like the best. Like I think right under Endgame is Civil War, because like that movie was just unmatched in terms of what they were able to juggle with the superheroes fighting each other, Black Panther being introduced, and Spider-Man. So they really had a big task with that movie to do what they did. And I think that was just incredible how they were able to introduce two characters and have this whole big fight, you know, at the end with Tony and Bucky and Captain America going at it. The end fight with that, it was just awesome for so many reasons.
Excellent. Politically Oppressed wants to know, this is his exact quote. I heard Dark Lord Warrior had the Infinity Stones of the fifth world of Lord Avatar Gotham Knight. See, people like you and your mockery of the Marvel universe, people like you is what's wrong. Because we're here to talk about Set It Off and who had the best line in Boys the Hood or Mid Society, and you'll be excited about it.
Do you even see the movie?
Then you want to mock it. It's all good though. Okay. Marcel says Doctor Strange was the best movie Marvel ever made. Blade 1 and 2. Civil War was dope. Captain America is a peon though. So I think Captain America and Black Panther, they both don't really have like do they have superpowers, or is it just like like, you know what I'm saying?
Doctor Strange was cold too though.
Huh?
Doctor Strange was cold too though.
You know, Doctor Strange was good.
I didn't like Doctor Strange that much for the simple fact that the villain was weak as hell, and I like the powers, I like the world building that it did, but I don't like Doctor Strange as a character, period, and I don't like him. I didn't like his solo movie. I was kind of like, nah, all right.
Okay.
I'm more excited for what's going to come in the sequel or whatever, with Baron Mordo potentially being the villain.
Excellent. Somebody named Tamisha says, I heard Captain America had an American ass in the movie. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to keep scrolling.
Yeah, spoiler. It's a big gag about Captain America's ass. I don't know.
Naima says ass.
Spoiler alert. It's a hilarious joke. You know, white people humor.
Okay, all right. Now, okay, my question is, the Asian man, I don't know what his name is. I want to say he's Asian, who was with
Wong.
How come he doesn't get love in the movie? Like, how come he don't do nothing in the both movies, both Avengers movies?
Okay. So first of all, in the comics, Wong is like a butler side piece character. He's never been like a person that was like pivotal in anything. He's literally like a sidekick, you know, type of person who just really is Doctor Strange's butler.
Okay.
So they really gave. If you're like complaining about Wong in the MCU, you should realize like he's basically been upgraded because he has more to do in the MCU than he has in the comics. So, you know, I don't know what more you would want Wong to do because he never was a big part of the comics.
Okay, Jamaal, what's up with Wong? Because Jamaal dragged me to go see Doctor Strange. I didn't want to see it. But when I saw it, it was good though. When I saw it was good. I had to give Jamaal credit. It was good. First, I was like,
to me, it definitely was one of the best Marvel movies, and I just like the Doctor Strange character as well too though, because he remind you of like Iron Man, like as the movie character, but he like the only one that can like I guess go toe to toe with Iron Man or Tony Stark in the movie, like with his smart comments and antics and stuff like that. But as far as Wong go, he just a sidekick. That's all I look at him as. Period.
Okay, Marcelo says Wong is to Doctor Strange what Waldo was to Steve Urkel. Thank you for that.
Man, Marcellus ain't got no chill, bro. I swear.
And Tamisha's on the road with her jokes about the strength of the Black Panther being stripped away. All right. Anyway, what happened to the Infinity Stones?
Say what now?
What happened to the Infinity Stones? Yeah, like where are they? What happened to them?
At the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
Like when Thanos was walking around with that little burnt arm.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he said he destroyed them at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, so yeah, the Infinity Stones out of here. Boom. Okay, Shahid, let's go with you. Then we go to Jamaal. Which spinoff are y'all looking forward to?
Spinoff. Jesus. You talking about from the Avengers we know, or a character that hasn't been introduced yet?
The ones we know.
Like right now, I'm more interested in Black Panther 2. Just go figure. But removing him out the way, I'm excited for the Black Widow movie that's coming up.
Okay.
I like to see how they handle the character because we never seen her origin. We've only seen bits and pieces. So I really want to see how they go with that, how she met Hawkeye. Taskmaster is he's a co-villain in the comics. So I want to see like their take on him. A lot of their villains that they put into the MCU, they don't really, some of them, they got to make it look a certain way or give you a certain feel because a lot of them are, very cartoony. So they got to make them very realistic in a sense. But Taskmaster, I hope they really give him his due in terms of his ability to mimic people's fighting style and, use different weapons and so forth. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to use that. Other than that, one more. I think they said they're doing the Eternals, which is supposed to be kind of like these gods and celestial beings and so forth.
Okay.
They got a nice cast for that. They got Angelina Jolie, some other people I can't remember at this time, but they're supposed to be like celestial characters. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with them. But yeah, that they have a nice future. They said Shang-Chi, which is kind of like a Bruce Lee, he was made in the 1970s with the Bruce Lee craze and stuff. So I'm interested to see that. So yeah, that's it for my spinoffs.
Okay, excellent. And thank you, Shahid. All right, Jamaal, and thank y'all for your comments. I'm coming to them. Jamaal, what you got for your favorite spinoffs that you're looking forward to?
We talking about spinoffs that's actually happening, or like spinoffs that we would like to see that happen?
No, the ones that are actually happening.
Definitely Spider-Man, because I like what they did with Mysterio. He looked dope. I didn't think they could pull that off like that, or going to be able to pull it off. Definitely Black Panther. And Doctor Strange, the second Doctor Strange. I want to see what they're gonna do with that.
Jamaal, what's with you and Doctor Strange? Oh man, I like Doctor Strange.
It had the teachings in it.
No, it did. No, it had the teachings in it from the beginning to the end. I saw that. Or the one I saw with you. It did. Rashad said they destroyed him. Rashad, stop mocking. You know you didn't watch it.
They destroyed him.
Captain America said they put him. Marcel said Captain America put them back where they were. Naima says Thanos destroyed him. Naima, I know you didn't see it. Jamaal said, do I remember Sunman? No, I do not know who the Sunman you're referring to. The only Sunman I know is Gucci Man on the East Side. Okay, Marcella says Black Widow's dead as disco. Okay. All right. Who's your Shahid, who's your favorite female Avenger?
Favorite female Avenger. Oh man, that's a big one. I want to say Scarlet Witch. Just because she's the most powerful. Yeah, like Scarlet Witch right now, out of the MCU, she's the most powerful character, and yeah, she can do some damage. So yeah, I really like her. I like the fact that she her power isn't necessarily what it was in the comics. In the comics, it's hard to describe, but they say it's like chaos magic. She has the ability to manipulate probability around her, so she can make certain things like happen that wouldn't necessarily normally happen. So for them to translate it into telekinesis and telepathy, I thought that was a nice twist cinematically to do that. But yeah, Scarlet Witch is my favorite MCU female Avenger right now.
Excellent. Jamaal, who your favorite female Avenger?
Captain Marvel. I didn't necessarily like the movie, but I like.
Oh hell no!
I like what they did.
Don't get me started on her. There's a reason why I avoided her.
Good, Jamaal.
Yeah, I like the way. I like what they did with the character, but I didn't like the movie. But they made her like she dope. She came.
Captain Marvel. I didn't see the movie. Okay, I didn't see the movie Captain Marvel, so I didn't really understand when she came in the Avengers, but I've heard that she was very powerful. Now, Scarlet Witch is supposed to be Magneto's daughter, correct?
Correct.
Right, in the comp, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, Magneto's my favorite, just period. So, of course, I'm like his daughter. Show love, that's legacy. I'm going to show love to her. Shahid, why did you get mad because Jamaal brought up Captain Marvel?
Okay, so, like, me and my wife, we went to go see Captain Marvel. And she's not as big into it. I really converted her over to the MCU. And she even agreed with me that she didn't like Captain Marvel as a movie and just she didn't like the character. I don't like when they have an agenda for a character. I love strong female characters. Wonder Woman was one of the top DC movies that they've ever made, Wonder Woman. But Captain Marvel, they gave her this horrible origin story, and by the end of the movie, you still don't have no clue who she is. Like you don't like her. Like I don't root for Captain Marvel, at all. She just comes off as this real stuck up and cocky, but she doesn't have any vulnerability. She doesn't have any sensibility. She doesn't even have any chemistry with anybody on the team or otherwise. For instance, Nick Fury, the reason why she's there, she doesn't even mention him. Pretty much like his death doesn't even affect her. Even at the end with Tony, she's still not affected in any type of emotional way. So she's just lost as a character. They had an opportunity to make her better, and they just used her sparingly, and they haven't made her character grow. So she's just gonna fall to the wayside with me. I can't get with her.
Okay, I didn't see it, so I can't speak on it. Jamal, what's the deal with Nick Fury at the end? I thought he was dead. How did he come? How was he at the funeral? Explain that to me.
He came back when who brought him back?
With the snatcher, he came back.
Yeah, with the snatcher, they brought everybody back. Because at the end of the Infinity War movie, he disappeared with everybody, and that's when he called Captain Marvel and stuff.
Okay. I'm confused about what's going on. I saw him at the funeral.
You gotta wait for the post credits.
Okay. All right, Jamal. Shahid, I'm coming to you after this. Jamal, do you think that Black? Okay, hello. Marcel said I like Wonder Woman to slap the fire from Captain Marvel on God.
This guy.
Apparently, I hate Captain Marvel.
This guy.
Jamal, do you think that Black Widow and Iron Man are dead for good?
Iron Man, definitely. I think he's gone. Like, it was his contract. He's done with the MCU universe. Or not. He may come back like in a prequel or something. But that's the only thing I think they're gonna use him for, prequels.
Okay, Shahid. All right. Okay, Shahid, speaking of Captain Marvel, since you hated, this was one of the questions. How did Captain Marvel find Iron Man and Nebula?
We don't know. We have no clue. That was just something, one of the many plot holes of the movie. They just, she just comes back and she sees a ship on her route back to Earth, and she just happens to be there. Maybe Iron Man made some rock eyes and Allah answered his prayers. I mean, I really don't know. That's one of the Russo brothers' questions. I can't tell you why.
All right. And thank you, Marcel, and thank you everyone who's watching. Jamal, what did Falcon receiving the shield mean to you?
That's a good question.
That was a pretty dope moment because that's what happened in the comic for him to receive the shield. I thought Bucky was gonna get the shield, but he gave it to Falcon. That was pretty profound. Captain America. How it worked out. I would have rather Bucky have it though. No cap.
Why?
Just because it's more, I think it's more fitting for his character, like the Winter Soldier, coming from the Winter Soldier and becoming like one of the good guys.
Okay. Jamal, can you please put a light on? We can't see you. Shahid, what did you get from Falcon receiving the shield?
I feel like it's him really earning it. He's been with Captain America every, like the whole entire process for years. You know what I mean? He's just been by his side, and he hasn't really had anything really damage his moral compass. or take him off the goal. You know what I mean? I think Captain America has led him, you know, in a mentorship type of way. You know what I mean? Since Captain America has always been the moral compass of the Avengers, and you know, now it's time for him to step up. You know, Captain America's done his job, and you know, living the life that he lived as an Avenger when he finally, you know, took the time for himself to get what he needed in his life, you know, and he's an old man now, you know, so he has to pass it on to somebody else. I think who needs to lead this next generation of Avengers. And the reason he didn't give it to Bucky is because Bucky's been through a lot of shit. So to put him in the seat, I think it would be, one, I don't think Bucky wants it, and two, the fact that the way that he would be viewed by the public would already like destroy what he would be trying to emulate as Captain America, because he's just done too much over a span of 60-something years of harm under Hydra to be Captain America. Even though it wasn't his fault, you know, he's still done it. Like he told you know, Captain America, he was like, you know, when they in Civil War, he told him, you know, what you did, you were under Hydra. He said, yeah, I know, but I still did it. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't change the fact Hydra really messed up his shot to be the next Captain America if that's what he wanted.
Excellent. Jamaal, hold on, Jamaal, come right to you. Chrissy Love says, I need to see the movie. Marcellus doesn't seem to be a fan of Falcon becoming the getting the shield. Damn, Marcellus, you going hard.
It happens in the comics, bro. So
yeah. Okay, but Jamaal, why
at least they didn't kill him off, Captain America.
Exactly. Yahweh thinks that Meteor Man is joining the MCU. Nice try.
The first black superhero on screen.
Yeah. Okay, but Jamaal, I got a question. Why when he said in the elevator when Captain America whispered "Hail Hydra," why did they have that response in the elevator?
Because like from that was like how it all began and stuff. Those were like the secret agents infiltrating like Shield. So when he said "Hail Hydra," he was like, "Oh, he one of us, so we can trust him."
Okay, Shahid, when he kicked, that goes into the Loki thing. Where did Loki take the Tesseract?
Okay, I'm gonna start with what the answer that Jamaal gave, because that's actually a nod to Secret Empire, where Captain America, Hydra gets a hold of the Tesseract. It's called the Cosmic Cube, and basically what they do is they use the Cosmic Cube to change reality. Because in the comics, the Cosmic Cube is like, you know, the reality stone. So you can change reality in any way you want to change it. So it was a tribute to that comic. Why he said "Hail Hydra," you know, because in the comics, Hydra got a hold of the Cosmic Cube and ended up replacing Captain America with one of their Captain Americas. And
okay, one second, Shahid, can you please clear that for the audience? Is Hydra a person or is it an organization?
Hydra is an organization that started under the Nazis. Red Skull is the one who ran Hydra.
Okay, cool. Okay, now you can explain the Loki and the Tesseract, please.
So I don't know where Loki and the Tesseract went. I think that's what Disney Plus is going to answer in their show with Loki. You know, so I can't tell you what he did. You know what I mean? My first thought would just be to get the hell up out of there, because he knew he was going back to Asgard. So he didn't want that. So I don't know what he's doing. My guess would be to figure out his next move, either to go back to Asgard and take over, or to, I don't know, maybe do something on Earth to take over Earth. Those would be my two theories on where he went after the Tesseract.
Okay, cool. And thank you all for watching, and we appreciate your support. And if you haven't seen the Avengers like Chrissy Love, then go see it.
Yeah, you need to go see it.
Okay, Chrissy Love is on here. Okay. What's up, Chrissy? Mimi said clear the entire topic for me. Mimi, go to the movie and watch it. You understand.
Clear the entire topic. she said it like it's Dianae. Clear the word.
Mimi, now see what you started? Now listen, Jamaal, what is the why did Captain America, why was he able to catch Thor's
oh man.
Yeah, that was one of my best. That was one of the best moments in the
hands down.
But why, like, Jamaal, how did he catch? Why was he able to do that? Explain that to me because I really don't understand.
In the comics, he was one of the ones worthy of wielding the hammer. Yeah, wielding the hammer to win. Huh?
What's it called?
It's called Mjolnir.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know how to pronounce it. Mjolnir. But yeah, he was definitely one of the ones that was able to wield the hammer, Mjolnir.
Okay. Now is he the only one outside of Thor that was able to do that in the comics, or is just him?
Nah, it was more. It was more people that was worthy. I just don't remember who though.
All right, Shahid, can you explain from your vantage point the significance of that? Because when I saw it in the movies, I didn't understand, but I was just excited. Like, okay, it's game time. Let's pop it. Let's fight. Let's.
So what happened? So what happened is, if you watch Age of Ultron, in Age of Ultron, he was one of the only ones that could move it. In Age of Ultron, Thor puts his hammer on the table. They're playing the game to see who can pick up the hammer. Everybody's failing. Captain America nudged it, and everybody was looking around like, oh, snap, what that mean? So, there's a theory that the reason why he's able to hold the hammer now, why he wasn't able to hold it then, was because he knew what made him unworthy was the fact that he knew that Winter Soldier killed Tony's parents. So that guilt was eating him up inside, but it was only after he released the secret that, yeah, I knew that Bucky killed your parents, and I held that in. That's what made him worthy when he had nothing else. Up to that point, he was, clean. Morally, pretty much, he didn't have anything going on. But that was one of the only things that was tearing him down inside and destroying really his character as the goody two-shoes guy. So now that he's worthy of using the hammer, that's when he was able to use it in battle and summon it. And not only Mjolnir, but Stormbreaker as well for some reason.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Dr. Carter. I'm glad you were able to get in with us. How are you doing, sir?
Outstanding.
Okay, excellent. Well, we coming right in with you, Dr. Carter. Who was the best villain in the MCU?
MCU? Right now, the general acceptance is Killmonger is considered one of the best villains in MCU, and I'm gonna tell you why. You go out and read some of the stuff that they're talking about now about the third Black Panther movie coming back and why they should resurrect Killmonger is because out of all of the villains in MCU, he is the one that had the most had a backstory that made it kind of dubious about him being a villain. Was he a victim or was he a villain? And because of that, he gathered a large fan base about him being a villain because he overcame some struggles. And so that's one of the things they're debating on right now. Should he come back in the Black Panther universe because of the likability that he has as being a villain? And that's why I made him one of the best villains. Not in regards to power, not in regards to universe and all of that, but because of his likability as a villain.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's a great response. And also to follow up with that, Dr. Carter, I think that a lot of people would agree with you, especially the women, because women just want to see Michael B. Jordan walking around with a shirt off at the end of the day. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Marcella says Thanos and Green Goblin. Those are absolutely great villains. Jamaal, who would you have as the best villain in the MCU?
Magneto.
Thank you.
In the MCU, when did he show up?
Oh, you talking about in the cinematic universe?
In the cinematic universe.
Thanos, like Thanos.
Thanos. I mean, now that they all merged, we're gonna just know
exactly. He technically a part of the MCU since Disney acquired it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make those. Okay, Shahid, who's the best villain?
The best villain. Oh man. I would say that's a hard one to pick. I'm gonna say why I like a certain villain. And it's Thanos, because I don't like what he did. I don't think he thought it all the way through. You know what I mean? That's why he's called the Mad Titan, because in his mind it made sense, but it didn't make all, because someone said if you're killing half the known universe because there's no resources, why don't you use it to make more resources? So it's like, I don't think he thought it all the way through, but I think the reason why out of all the villains, I like him the most because he didn't kill anybody else other than Loki. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm talking about in terms of the Avengers. He left all the Avengers alive, even when they were trying to stop him. So he had a sense of honor about what he was doing, and he had a sense of nobility about what he was doing, that he didn't even like kill any of the Avengers that were trying to stop him. He was just like, I understand why you are fighting me on this, but he's like, you're gonna see it. You're gonna understand when I do it. You know what I mean? You're gonna, which he figures out in Endgame isn't the best idea, because they all basically fought against that idea that he had, and he's like, well, now I just gotta wipe everybody out because you remember what it was like, so you're gonna fight what's new because you're thinking about the past, which I thought was relevant to our beliefs in the nation about the new world and what's coming, and some of us fighting the idea of what's new, but it's coming regardless as to how we feel about it. Something new, something better, something that's gonna take over what we're presently living in now. That's something we all gonna have to face, whether we like it or not. So I like that aspect to Thanos.
Okay, excellent. I have a question. The woman from the movie, speaking of Killmonger, Dr. Carter, with Creed, the girl who's deaf in Creed, her, who got
Tessa Thompson.
Yes, sir, Tessa Thompson. Her, when Thor gave whatever power he would have over to her, what did that represent to you, Dr. Carter?
Well, I think it represents it on two levels. One of them in a real life political movement. It is Marvel Comics' way of being a part of this whole Me Too movement of transferring power to women. And we saw a little bit of that in one of the scenes in the Endgame when all of the superhero women gathered together. That was a Me Too movement. But also on a spiritual level, and that we know about, that as it was in the beginning, so shall it be the end. And we saw a transference of power to Black people in the movie a couple of times. We saw where Captain America transferred the power over. We saw Thor transfer the power over to a person of color. That is symbolic, and that as it was in the beginning, people of color ruled as gods, and we shall rule again in the end. But in the Marvel comic cinematic universe, Marvel now is trying to look more like the tapestry of America and the world, which is diversity, women having power, people of color acquiring power. And they understand with this new fan base, which is young, they have grown up in a world of diversity, opposed when these characters were initially created. It was more of a white male dominant society, and they had those figures representing what the culture represented at that point. But now in a culture of diversity, we're going to see a change. Even on some levels, people have issues with this. They will introduce a character with an alternative lifestyle in the universe very soon.
Mm.
They played
They
with
already did.
some bromance type of stuff in the Endgame type of stuff. They're dripping on it. But we might see Captain Rainbow very soon.
Okay.
Captain Rainbow.
And Curtisa says, I respect Thanos' strategy and warfare approach. Thank you very much for that, Curtisa. Jamaal, and thank you, Dr. Carter, for your great
Hey.
Jamaal,
Yes,
what do you think is going on with the woman from Tessa Thompson and Thor? What did that represent to you?
It just represented a transfer of power and authority. Like Brother Henry was talking about in a political standpoint, giving that power and authority over to the woman, and how the female characters came and protected the Infinity Gauntlet. That was a dope scene as well. Yeah, that's what I think it is, like a transfer of authority and power to the black woman.
Okay, excellent. Okay, my question to you all is, I'm a traditionalist in many senses, right? So if when for example, when people were upset about Idris Elba being in a 007, right? I agree, because I don't think the 007 should be black, because he's just like, you should make another black dude. Like, I think you should just stick to how it should be, because that's just what it is to me. Do you all feel that a new Captain America being Hawkeye, Falcon, that will be good, or am I just tripping because I just like Captain America should just be Steve Rogers? We start with you, Shahid. Does it matter, or should we just go with the punches?
Well, they've already done this in the comics. It wasn't well received, of course, because you have traditionalists who don't see Sam Wilson as Captain America. But my thing is, I'm fine with it, you know what I mean? Because I know what it's representing. I know what all of this is moving towards, the end game, so to speak. And that's what it's moving towards. For instance, in the comics now, you have a black Spider-Man. You have Miles Morales, who is just now getting the popularity to the masses. But Miles Morales has been a character, I want to say, since 2005. Mm-hmm. He's been in the comics for a while now. But this year, or should I say last year, he just now is getting, that pull coming out, right off of Black Panther and all of these other comics. So I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't mind it at all. My thing was Captain America was kind of a one-trick pony for me. It was just his shield that really made him interesting, but the costume was corny. I liked his combat training and things like nature, but to me, it was just the shield that made him, because that moral uprightness and Captain America type of stuff, we know that that's like white supremacy. So I don't see white people in that way.
I think that's why they're going to have a pushback. You hit on the white supremacy aspect. Captain America represented a mindset that existed out of white supremacy. To have a black man as Captain America is tantamount to the pushback that Barack Obama got as basically the United States of America, and it brought about another figure in politics called President Trump, who is supposed to be anti-Obama. Well, there are going to be some anti-pushback on the transference. What I predict that Marvel Universe is going to do is kind of create a Captain American squad. We're going to start seeing several people a part of this Captain America squad. You're going to see you already got Captain Marvel came in and she kind of represented the female aspect of it. You're going to have Anthony Mackie, who Captain America gave it to, but you're going to still see another white Captain America. Bucky is going to have a more profound role in that to balance off that he's picking up where the white Captain America left off. Mackie is balancing out with black people, and that's going to satisfy the fans in the Marvel Universe when they bring Bucky up to a prominent of a level of a Captain America type person.
Okay, excellent. Jamaal, what you think?
Honestly, didn't like the they can keep the Captain America for being I mean the new Captain America being Falcon. I didn't even like the I didn't even like the man that the guy that played the Falcon character. I think they could have found someone better in that standpoint. But it is what it is.
Okay, well, I'm coming to the comments. I gotta come to the comments real quick. Hold on. Curtis said something about the Vanguard. Curtis said that. 1 second. Something about the Vanguard. Oh, she said they all came together. The women. She liked when the women came together as the Vanguard. Excellent. Sister Misha said we need our own stories, not a black version of the same stories, unless they plan on changing the storyline up in a recent Spider-Man into the Spider Universe. What happened is, I don't know if you all, as you know, whatever, race is real, but also I'm a traditional. I'm just about the storyline. I don't, when they did Fantastic Four, Michael B. Jordan redeemed his whole career as Killmonger because he felt when he did Fantastic Four, that was the worst thing I'd ever seen in the history of movies. He just was not good. Just because you black, bro, I'm not gonna root for you if you bad. Like it didn't make no sense. He was like sister. It was like it didn't make sense. They were just trying to make a black man be the face of Fantastic. No.
And it was actually said that he tried out for the role of the Falcon too.
Okay, well, good. He's been a better Falcon because the Fantastic Four, they tried to give a black man a chance. We saw what happened.
I don't think that was all on him. The movie was just bad itself. I don't know what they were trying to do with Doctor Doom, and I like the original Fantastic Four better than that because it was just horrible. Like they didn't know what they were trying to go for. Sue Storm wasn't even like Sue Storm. It's almost like she didn't even want to be in the movie at all. That just had a lot of bad things going for it. I don't think Johnny Storm was his role, like you said, because it just didn't fit him at all.
Yeah. Marcella says Michael B. Jordan is his Fantastic Four. Was as stale as 2 months old bread. Thank you for that, Marcella. Okay. Now, Dr. Carter, I have a question because we're closing out because we've already been on here for 47 minutes. So, Dr. Carter, what are you most looking forward to in the MCU moving forward?
Here it comes. The Black Widow is not dead. She died in the Endgame, but they already get ready to start filming her own movie in June. So somehow they're going to bring the Black Widow back in the Marvel comic cinematic universe. She's already working on that piece right now. Now, whether they do a retro piece, we already know her backstory. We saw that in other Marvel comic universe, but they're going to bring her back. No one really dies in MCU. Everyone has the ability to be resurrected and revisited. So I'm kind of excited about her coming back because that was really kind of a sad thing. I don't even think that Tony Stark is dead as well in the Marvel universe. I think they're going to inject his wife in there with a movie. Might be an Iron Woman, but she's going to find a way with technology to bring him back too. I just think they need to take a break. But those two things, Tony Stark is going to come back. You can write this down. And of course, we already know Black Widow is coming back.
Okay, excellent. All right, Shahid, I'm coming to you, and then Jamaal coming to you to close it out. I just want to say this. You are so optimistic in moving forward that y'all make me feel like I'm a caveman and such a traditionalist because I'm just not excited about all these women movies. I'm just not. Like, I can't relate to them. I can't identify with them. I can't. I'm not going to see no Pepper Potts. I'm not seeing Captain Marvel. I'm not seeing no. I'm just like that. And if they start coming out with like the black man is about to be the a black Superman in DC, a black Batman. No. I see Black Panther. If I want to see the black man, hey, I get that. But I just think some movie I don't want to see. I like the Morales movie because I like that the cartoon. But I like Peter Parker. Spider-Man. That's just what it is. That's just how I feel. No, we're not changing. I like Mary Jane. I don't want Khadijah James. I don't want Mary Jane. I just like that's just what it is. Back in the day, I know I shouldn't be like that, but that's just what it is. All right, Shahid, what you got? What you looking forward to?
2 things: Black Panther 2 and Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Now, because the MCU also has shows. So Ghost Rider has just been confirmed. Gabriel Luna is reprising his role. I really like the Ghost Rider character. I still think they have not done him the complete justice that he needs to be paid. And I think that the reason is because they're trying to do it in a movie. And I really want to see a show because what they did with Daredevil in his show, this one is their best MCU show. And I think they're going to make Ghost Rider like the next wave of good TV show. As far as Black Panther 2, I want to see Sam Hunter, the real White Wolf. You know, they threw this name White Wolf. A lot of people don't know where that comes from. So if you see in the comics, White Wolf is Sam Hunter, who is a white Wakandan who was raised by T'Challa's father. And he ends up staging a coup against T'Challa for the throne and taking over with his group, the War Dogs or the Harut Sarazi. And I want to see them. I want to see the Midnight Angels, which is this armor that the Dora Milaje are going to wear. Two of them are going to wear this armor called the Midnight Angel armor. So it's going to be awesome to see them wear that. Shuri, I want to see her in her new designation, you know, fighting more. So yeah, it's a lot I want to see out of Black Panther 2.
Okay, good. I like that. And what about the bald-headed woman with the spear? What she got going on?
Okoye? I don't think Okoye is really going to change much. You know, she's still going to be Okoye, but they may give it to her. They may give her the Midnight Angel armor because she's like the Dora Milaje that you know. She's the only one that you know, so she might get it. Nakia may also get the other armor because there's two of them that have it. And yeah, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us.
Josh, let me add this onto what he said about Dora Milaje. Her character initially was supposed to introduce an alternative lifestyle relationship. It was supposed to initially be her and the other leader there. That's how they were initially supposed to come out. They took it out at the last minute. I believe they're going to try to reintroduce that relationship again within that into Black Panther. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that turns out.
That makes sense. Okay, Jamal.
Can I do some wishful thinking real quick?
Yes, Jamal.
I want
to see Wolverine and some Hulk in a movie. I want to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I want to see Spider-Man and a Hulk interaction. Black Panther and Storm.
Yeah,
and I want to see Craven in a Black Panther movie.
Craven the Hunter.
Craven, who's Craven?
He just a villain in Spider-Man and Black Panther. Craven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Craven off the Hunter.
Okay, excellent. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you, Dr. Carter. Thank you, Shahid. Thank you, Jamaal, for coming on. I learned a lot today because I'm a fan of the movies. I don't watch the comics. I don't read the comics. I'm more of that, just strictly X-Men. But I like the Avengers. But I don't, y'all gave me some real good history on the backstories and all of that kind of stuff. Dr. Carter, can you please sign off for us and say goodbye to us?
Well, yeah, hey, this has been a pleasing pleasure to have the opportunity to discuss Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that it's healthy for us to have heroes that inspire and encourage us to move forward. And what is considered to be science fiction today can actually be science fact tomorrow. And so I'll see all of y'all at the top because the bottom is way too crowded.
That's right, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Shahid, what you gonna say to say goodbye, man? You gotta follow behind Dr. Carter.
I know, right? Like I don't know if I can. All praise is due to Allah. I'm glad that we can all share our fandom for Marvel Comics, our fandom for science fiction and heroes, and Black excellence coming in the form of this type of media. It's a beautiful thing. It's opening so many doors, especially here in Atlanta with Marvel Studios being down here. It's really opening a lot of doors for us as a people, and I'm just happy to be here for it.
Excellent, as I am. As am I. Go ahead, Jamaal. What's poppin'?
Yeah, I definitely plan on being in a Marvel movie one day. Hopefully we can come back and talk about Phoenix that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Hopefully it'll be good enough where we can talk about it.
Absolutely, because yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on, Brother Josh, on Off the Record. I mean, not Off the Record.
Top 5, Jamaal.
Thank you for having me on for Top 5.
No problem. I was gonna say this about Dark Phoenix. X-Men is my favorite movies of all time, even though I love Darth Vader, but X-Men is number one. This is gonna be my first time going to see a movie that's about a woman, the whole story and all that. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? It follows. It's hard to follow behind. It's hard to follow behind Wolverine. So I'm gonna see what she.
That's a shame.
I know. I'm trying not to be sexist. Like
you would choose the movie that everybody is gonna not see.
Hey, she probably like one of the strongest ones in the Marvel universe. Phoenix.
Yeah,
she is.
All right, well, thank you all for watching, and thank you all
Thank you for having us.
Coming on. And we'll be back very soon. We'll be back very soon.
That's right. Inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. No problem.